What if I told you that some of the people smiling at you are secretly hoping you fail? And the most dangerous part is, they won't attack you directly. They'll ask questions. Today, you'll discover the 5 questions jealous people almost always ask, the hidden motives behind them, and how to protect yourself from their psychological traps without creating enemies. If you're learning something valuable so far, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We explore psychology, power, human behavior, and self-mastery so you can understand people better and protect your energy from those who don't always have your best interests at heart. Imagine sharing a moment of success with someone. Maybe you finally bought something you've worked hard for, upgraded your lifestyle, started a profitable business, or invested in something meaningful. Instead of asking how you achieved it, how you feel about it, or what it means to you, the first thing they ask is, how much did it cost? On the surface, this seems like a normal question. People naturally become curious about prices and financial decisions. However, when jealousy is involved, the question often serves a completely different purpose. Jealous people are rarely interested in the actual value of what you purchased. What they really want is information they can use to compare themselves to you. They are trying to measure your position against their own. The moment you reveal the number, a mental calculation begins. If the amount is higher than they expected, they may feel threatened by your progress. If it is lower than expected, they may search for ways to diminish your achievement and convince themselves that it isn't impressive after all. This behavior comes from insecurity. Rather than focusing on improving their own circumstances, jealous individuals become preoccupied with evaluating where they stand in relation to others. Every success story they hear becomes a reminder of what they have not yet achieved. Instead of finding inspiration in your progress, they look for details that help them feel better about themselves. Sometimes, they may even respond with comments such as, "That's too expensive. I would never spend that much," or, "I know someone who got it cheaper." These reactions are not really about money. They are attempts to regain a sense of superiority. Another reason jealous people ask this question is because they hope to uncover a weakness in your success. If they can find evidence that you spent too much, took a risk, or made an imperfect decision, they can use that information to challenge the image of success they see in front of them. It helps them reduce the gap between your accomplishments and their own situation. This is why highly successful individuals often keep financial details private. They understand that not everyone asking questions is genuinely interested in learning. Some people are searching for comparisons, validation, and reasons to minimize what others have achieved. One of the most revealing questions jealous people ask is, who helped you get there? At first, it may sound completely harmless. In many situations, success does involve support from mentors, friends, colleagues, family members, or professional networks. No one achieves everything entirely alone. However, when jealousy is present, this question often carries a hidden motive. Instead of seeking inspiration or understanding, the jealous person is looking for a way to explain your success without giving full credit to your effort, discipline, and persistence. When someone feels insecure about their own progress, seeing another person succeed can create discomfort. Rather than accepting that success usually comes from years of sacrifice, learning, failure, and determination, they search for easier explanations. They want to believe that you had advantages they did not have. If they can convince themselves that your achievements came primarily from connections, luck, special treatment, or outside help, they protect their ego from a painful truth. That consistent effort often produces extraordinary results. This is why jealous people tend to focus on who opened doors for you, rather than what you did after those doors were opened. They overlook the long nights, difficult decisions, setbacks, and personal growth that made your success possible. Their attention immediately shifts to external factors because acknowledging your hard work would force them to examine their own choices and habits. That self-reflection can be uncomfortable, so they avoid it by creating alternative explanations. You may notice subtle signs when this question comes from jealousy. Instead of showing admiration or curiosity about your journey, They seem disappointed when they learn how much work was involved. They keep searching for a shortcut in your story. They ask about influential contacts. One of the most subtle yet damaging questions jealous people ask is, "Are you sure it will last?" Unlike open criticism, this question hides behind a mask of concern and practicality. It sounds reasonable on the surface, which is why many people fail to recognize the negativity buried within it. The person asking may appear supportive, thoughtful, or even protective, but the real purpose is often to introduce doubt into your mind at the very moment you should be feeling confident about your progress. Imagine you receive a promotion after years of hard work. Instead of congratulating you, someone immediately asks, "Are you sure the company will keep growing?" Or perhaps you launch a successful business and their response is, "Are you sure the market won't change?" Maybe you enter a healthy relationship and they quickly wonder, "Are you sure this person is the right one?" Notice how the focus is not on your achievement, your happiness, or your effort. The focus is on potential failure. The conversation is shifted away from success and redirected toward uncertainty. Jealous individuals often struggle when they see others making progress because it reminds them of opportunities they missed, risks they never took, or goals they failed to pursue. Seeing someone else move forward can create feelings of inadequacy. Instead of dealing with those feelings honestly, they try to reduce the confidence of the person succeeding. Planting seeds of doubt becomes a way to restore balance in their own minds. If they can make you question yourself, your achievement feels less threatening to them. The danger of this question is that doubt can spread quickly. Even highly capable people experience moments of uncertainty. A single negative comment may seem insignificant, but repeated exposure to skepticism can gradually weaken confidence. You begin to second-guess decisions that once felt clear. You spend more time worrying about what could go wrong than focusing on what is going right. This mental shift can slow progress and create unnecessary anxiety. Of course, not everyone who asks this question is jealous. Genuine friends may offer caution because they care about your well-being. The difference lies in their overall attitude. Supportive people acknowledge your success first and offer advice to help you protect it. Jealous people skip the celebration entirely and move directly to worst-case scenarios. Their words may sound similar, but their intentions are completely different, and recognizing that distinction can protect your confidence from being influenced by someone else's insecurity. One of the clearest signs of hidden jealousy appears when someone responds to your achievement with the question, "What's so special about that?" At first glance, it may seem like simple curiosity or even an invitation to explain your accomplishment. However, in many cases, the question is not asked to understand your success, but to reduce its importance. Instead of celebrating what you have achieved, the jealous person immediately searches for reasons why it should not be considered impressive. This reaction often comes from an uncomfortable emotional reality. When people see someone else accomplishing something they have not achieved themselves, they are forced to make a choice. They can either feel inspired and learn from that person's example, or they can protect their ego by convincing themselves that the achievement is not valuable. Jealous individuals usually choose the second option because it requires less self-reflection. By minimizing your success, they avoid confronting their own lack of progress. You might notice this behavior after reaching a major milestone. Perhaps you receive a promotion, start a business, earn a degree, improve your health, or accomplish a personal goal. Instead of saying, "Congratulations," they respond with comments like, "Lots of people do that. That's not a big deal." Or, "What's so special about it?" These statements are designed to shrink the significance of your accomplishment. The goal is not to understand your journey, but to make your success appear ordinary. What makes this behavior especially revealing is that the same person may react very differently if they achieve something similar themselves. Suddenly, the accomplishment becomes important, difficult, and worthy of recognition. This double standard exposes the true source of their reaction. The issue is not the achievement itself. The issue is that someone else achieved it. Jealous people often underestimate the effort behind success, because acknowledging that effort would require them to respect what you have done. They do not see the sacrifices, failures, learning experiences, and persistence that led to the result. They focus only on the outcome and then attempt to dismiss it. This allows them to maintain the belief that they are not falling behind. The most important thing to remember is that the value of an achievement is not determined by someone else's opinion. A person's inability to recognize your progress does not reduce its significance. People who are secure in themselves celebrate the success of others because they understand that another person's victory does not take anything away from their own opportunities, growth, or potential for future success. One of the most deceptive questions jealous people ask is, "What's your next move?" On the surface, it sounds encouraging. It may even feel like genuine interest in your future plans. Many people naturally assume that anyone asking about their goals, projects, or ambitions wants to see them succeed. However, not everyone who asks this question is motivated by support. In some cases, jealous individuals use it as a way to gather information they can later use for comparison, criticism, or even competition. When people see you making progress, they often become curious about where you are headed next. Supportive individuals ask because they are excited for you and want to understand your vision. Jealous people, however, may ask because they feel threatened by your momentum. They want access to information that gives them a sense of control. Knowing your plans allows them to evaluate your chances of success, identify possible weaknesses, and sometimes position themselves ahead of you. One of the biggest mistakes ambitious people make is sharing every idea before it has been developed. Excitement can lead to oversharing. You tell others about a business idea, a career goal, an investment plan, or a personal project long before it becomes reality. While this may feel harmless, it can expose your vision to unnecessary negativity. Jealous individuals often respond with skepticism disguised as advice. They point out risks, predict failure, and focus on obstacles rather than possibilities. Their comments may seem practical, but repeated negativity can slowly weaken enthusiasm and confidence. In some situations, the information you share may even be used against you. A jealous person might repeat your plans to others in a negative way, criticize them behind your back, or attempt to compete with you using the very ideas you revealed. This is why many successful people adopt a habit of speaking less about future intentions and more about completed results. They understand that not every dream needs an audience during its early stages. There is also a psychological reason for keeping plans private. Goals often gain strength when they are protected from outside influence. Constant opinions, doubts, and judgments can distract you from the work required to achieve them. The more people know, the more opportunities exist for interference, criticism, and comparison. By maintaining a level of privacy, you preserve focus and allow your actions to develop without unnecessary pressure. Wise individuals understand that trust should be earned, not automatically granted. They share future plans selectively, choosing people who have consistently demonstrated support, discretion, and genuine encouragement, rather than those who simply appear interested in knowing what comes next. Another common behavior of jealous people is their tendency to ask deeply personal questions that seem innocent at first, but are actually designed to gather information. Unlike genuine curiosity, which comes from a desire to connect and understand, these questions often have a hidden purpose. The jealous person is not always interested in helping you, supporting you, or celebrating your success. Instead, they are collecting details that can later be used for comparison, criticism, gossip, or even manipulation. You may notice this when someone repeatedly asks about your income, relationships, business strategies, future plans, personal challenges, or private struggles. At first, the conversation feels normal. After all, Friends, coworkers, and acquaintances ask questions all the time, which comes from a desire to connect and understand. These questions often have a hidden purpose. The jealous person is not always interested in helping you, supporting you, or celebrating your success. Instead, they are collecting details that can later be used for comparison, criticism, gossip, or even manipulation. You may notice this when someone repeatedly asks about your income, relationships, business strategies, future plans, personal challenges, or private struggles. At first, the conversation feels normal. After all, friends, coworkers, and acquaintances ask questions all the time.